Ever wonder when does ED occur? At what age? Stay tuned to find out. Ever wonder when ED occurs? So, in a new study that was done in 2018 has revealed some interesting findings, and I'm going to show that with you in this slide. So, those of you that can see the slide, I'm going to go over it. So, what this shows is that as you get older, you tend to get more ED. Not surprising. And what is on the y axis is show prevalence. So prevalence means that the proportion of a particular population of people found to be affected by a medical condition. So in this case, erectile dysfunction. So according to the study in sexology in 2018, it shows that if you are 20 years old, the 8% prevalence of ED. So essentially, men that are 20 years old, around 8% of them will have ED. If you're 30 years old, 12% of them have ED. 40 years old, 39% of them have ED. 50 years old, 48% have ED. 60 years old, 57% have ED. And 70 years old, 67% have ED. So roughly, it kind of correlates from the age of 40 to 70, it gets higher. So that does make sense because as you get older, you tend to have more medical conditions that predispose you to have ED, such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, and obesity. So those tend to kind of occur more when you get older. But what I find interesting is that in the younger population, like the 20s and 30s, the prevalence or the proportion of men at like 8% when you're 20, and when you're 30, 12%. So not necessarily that erectile dysfunction is an older man problem. It's also present, though in small numbers, in younger men. Now, 8% in your 20s is, I think, is not small. It's about 1 in 10. And according to the study in the journal Sexology, indicate that younger men have EDs more related to more substance use and alcohol. And they didn't really say anything about porn. But in older men, the incidence of ED is higher because they tend to have more conditions that predispose them to have blood vessel or blood flow problems such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes tend to have inflammation to the lining of the blood vessel. So having said that, it's important to note that you can have ED too in your 20s and mainly related to alcohol or substance use. What I find is very interesting is that men that tend to have diabetes or high blood pressure or high cholesterol tend to have ED more than men that do not have those three conditions that I mentioned, and that in that population, ED tend to affect mood and also their relationship more. So, having said that, if you are a man over 40 and have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes, just be aware that you are at risk for ED and that you are also at risk for mood changes as well as relationship strain. And it's not something to be ignored or, in a sense, take an ED medication for, because luckily there are things that you can do to reverse ED and to also reverse high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and also your blood sugar or diabetes. And mainly that is exercise 30 minutes a day and eat a Mediterranean diet. By doing that, you can actually lower your blood sugar and therefore decrease your diabetes risk, as well as lower your cholesterol. And then when your blood sugar, your cholesterol is lower and you start exercising, then your blood pressure gets lower as well too. So if you have those three conditions, you can do something about it. You don't have to live with it. So my message to you guys is that you are not doomed. You have it. You do have the power and you can reverse it. And once you reverse it, you can actually in a sense, can treat your ED naturally as well, because the studies have shown that older men over 40 that does have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes tend to have more relationship strain, mood changes, and decreased quality of life. But that is something that I find very interesting and to note as well. And I see this in my patient population, where a patient would come in and they would tell me stories that they cannot have sex with their partner or their wife, and that they also have conditions of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes as well. So it makes their ED worse. Their relationship is strained. Several patients have told me that their wife had left them and had filed for divorce because of a sexless marriage. I know there's more to marriage than just sex, but in some relationship, that's an important factor as well too. And it saddened my heart to hear that, because I want to give a message that there is something you can do to reverse your ED by controlling your disease, such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes, with the Mediterranean diet, and just exercise as little as 30 minutes a day. I know 30 minutes a day you can do it, because if you're sitting down watching TV at night or you're watching football at night, then you do have time to exercise. So having said that, I want to stress that ED is common, more common than you think, and that the earlier you catch ED, the better it is to treat it. And you don't want to ignore, because you just take up Viagra or Cialis, you're actually ignoring the cause of the problem, and the ED condition will only get worse. Another thing I want to mention is that the studies have shown that the quality of sex life is an important aspect of quality of life. So essentially, if men are enjoying their sex life, they have better quality of life. And remember that ED is defined as an inability for a man to have satisfactory sexual intercourse. So it's a wide and broad definition. So having said that, I hope you find this useful. I would really appreciate it if you like and comment and subscribe and share this episode with somebody you know that has ED, or somebody that you care about. And just know that you can live a happy life, you can be loved, and that you deserve to be happy. So I'll see you in the next episode. Are you struggling and frustrated in finding a solution for ED? Well, I have just the thing for you. It's called the Modern Man Club, led by yours truly, Dr. Ann. Together, we're redefining male sexuality and embracing a holistic approach to overcoming ED without medication or surgery. I will provide a protective environment for a community and proven strategy to overcoming ED. It is a safe place, expert coaching by me and my team. We provide holistic approach to overcoming ED, and an empowering community of men with ED supporting one another, and lots and lots of educational resources. Visit mensexualityclub.com at the link here on my right, and connect with us and reclaim control over your sexual health. I'll see you there. Thanks for listening to the Sexual Health for Men podcast. If you love this episode, then please take a screenshot on your phone and post it on Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you post. And be sure to tag me and let me know why you like this episode and what you like to hear in the future. That will help me know what's great for you, and I would love to give you the most incredible free gift designed to help you improve performance quickly. Go to my website at sexualhealthformenpodcast.com to get the book, The 5 Common Costly Mistakes Men Make When Facing ED. I would appreciate it if you subscribe, leave a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen, and just know that you can have sexual vitality for life. I appreciate you. Until next time.